Back to the NASCAR All-Star Race presented by Brevstree. All right, race car is in. Keselowski and Bell address themselves to the starting line, and we're underway.
Yeah, and you saw Christopher Bell try to roll that start right there, and Brad Keselowski was like, no, no, no. I'm going to wait until you back up 3 wide for a brief second right there.
Bell did a good job starting on this bottom. That's hard to do with this racetrack. Whoa, they're into each other. Now Logano to the inside. There we go.
They want it all, and they want it now.
Yeah, they know how important it is to try to get everything that you can as quick as you can on these restarts. So you're seeing that aggression level right off the bat.
Chase Elliott to the outside of Bell. Here he comes. Longer race right now, the All-Star race versus anything we've seen. Probably lower air, I would think, taking off. You're going to see these cars swirling around.
Yeah, and when you see those cars move around like that off of turn 4, that's just the low air pressure and everything that they have going on right now, but they're 3 wide.
They don't really again into the corner.
They don't really care about this exit. They know that they got to take some chances tonight to win this money.
And Logano pops out in second, and here comes Elliott around his outside.
I like the way Elliott's rolling this outside of the racetrack. He's in the preferred line.
William Byron takes 4th from Christopher Bell.
Bell's car did not take off very well. Let him wear his stuff out.
Joey Logano makes no bones about it. On the racetrack, I'm selfish, he says, and he's going for the lead.
Joey knows it's a matter of time. I cannot ride down here very long. These tires get hot. We've watched it in the heat races, the open. You got to go now. Be aggressive. Make it quick.
Byron secures 3rd from Elliott, with Bell 5th and Chastain, Busch, and Buescher.
I think he got into him just a little bit. That's what you can't afford. Byron getting to your outside.
Well, he's there.
But Keselowski doing a great job of holding on to the lead.
And we saw him do this the other night in the heat races as well. And
even
every
on
lap,
tires.
Yeah, every lap that goes by for Joey Logano, it's going to become harder and harder. So at some point, he's going to have to decide if he wants to fall in line and defend or keep heating those tires up on the bottom.
William Byron doesn't want to wait to see what Logano does. He wants to move forward on the outside.
If you go back and run the bottom fully to 3 and 4, those front 3 or 4, when they run the bottom, they're keeping the right front below that patch. That patch has so much rubber buildup, they're sliding. You keep it below it, they're able to hook it better.
Now you see Ryan Blaney make that move. That patch that they're talking about down in 3 and 4, that rubber's actually, I mean, it started the weekend there caked on to that patch. They never cleaned that off the racetrack, and it's just done nothing but take more rubber. So moving up the racetrack, you want to be right next to the gray. And right now, the gray has the marbles and the dust and everything in it. So the only way to move it up is just an inch or 2 at a time with multiple cars. So, 99 flat.
Suarez in the wall. Caution.
And that was the nick of the time if you're Brad Keselowski. We're starting to get into lap traffic, and that was going to give you a challenge.
Yeah, right.
Perfect timing.
Right front flat there on the 99.
Definitely need right side left.
There it went. Oh, no.
Yeah, just right front tire went down in the middle of the corner. So
it kind of came off of 4 a little bit weird going down the front straightaway, as if he felt something that he didn't like. Got in a corner and started to turn and let go, didn't it? That'll shake things up, guys. This is opportunity zone for some of these cars.
62 laps complete.
That's twice that Brad's done that. He's waited for that inside car to roll just a little bit, wait for him to check up, and then take off.
Kyle Busch trying to get his outside. He's there.
Kyle Busch right there, hunting the lead 3 wide.
This is the first time Brad's had somebody his outside. He's in trouble. Is he going to show aggression
Still in the
here?
middle. Nothing behind the 8. Still in the middle. Still middle. There you go. Still middle.
That is TJ Majors, Keselowski's spotter, and he's in the midst of a hornet's nest.
How about this? 3 wide for the lead. Kyle Busch to your front. Here we go. Still not clear.
Byron from the bottom trying to get clear going into 3. And he sends it and gets it. William Byron to the front.
Well, you saw exactly what you don't want to do right there. You do not want to let somebody to that right rear, Clint. Brad let the 8 car of Kyle Busch get there, and he had to give him a lane.
Now Logano going after Kyle Busch.
This is the first time Brad's been in traffic all weekend long. That car has been up front, clean track position. I think it'll be tight, Kevin. That thing won't turn as good as it did up front.
Christopher Bell got squeezed between Chase Elliott and Keselowski, but emerges behind the 8 car for 4th.
And we saw,
whoa, close call here.
We saw this in the heat race. See that 9 bounce around. But we saw this in the heat race. Brad's on 2 tires, but once you lose that track position, it makes it extremely hard. And I don't feel like Brad had the fastest car, so losing that track position is going to be tough to overcome.
Lap, the race was only 200 laps long. Tonight it's 250.
I'm not going to hand it to Logano yet. This 20 car is pretty sporty.
William Byron reporting he is loose after just the 2 tire change.
Yeah, and I think that's been a little bit of a mixed bag as well on who's been loose, who's been tight, and almost a shift through the run. Larry was telling us during the break that a lot of guys started loose, wound up keeping that entry and exit loose to the corner, and wound up tight in the middle of the corner. So definitely all over the place.
In the 1890s, go back to 20th place, and there's still 1920s, still about a 3/10 difference from the front of the field to the back. That's why you see all this side-by-side racing as 2 of those Camaros go at it. Byron and Elliott for 3rd.
This is about as much brake blowing on a Gen 7 car as I've ever seen, Kevin, on any short track.
Yeah, we see a lot of this at Richmond. But, with the way that turn 1 is shaped here and how much you get loose under braking, you go into turn 1.
This becomes the All-Star caution lap. Joey Logano with a 1-second lead.
I'll put it out. This is the All-Star caution.
And there it is. Busch was able to hold off Cindric. Bowman was able to hold off Dillon. Had a lot of good battles all the way through the pack.
Bell took the bottom of this racetrack.
First time we've seen that, isn't it?
It is. It's going to work out for him, though, so he felt like the characteristic of his car was going to work well, running the middle to the bottom of the corner, and he was right.
Chase Elliott on the outside, Blaney alongside for 3rd.
6/10 rolling time. That's on that driver. That's a lot, Kevin.
That is a lot.
That's Reddick up on the outside of Larson as they fight back at 14th.
There you see him 3 wide right there.
Oh, a lot of contact with Berry.
Yeah,
and Cindric.
One was right next to the 2, and they just ran out of room with the 2 and the 21 making contact.
I think the tires are up. Left front face just messed up.
Whole situation that they had up front, or on the front stretch.
Definitely got a lot of help out of the 2 cars. Cindric.
Better on the middle lane down in turns 1 and 2.
A lot better jump for Logano on the outside this time. Got to come off a 2 in the lead here. He's not going to do it.
Not going to clear him. They're side by side, headed for 3. Even into the corner.
Oh, it rotates the middle good, but Logano holding strong on that outside. Here he comes.
There you see him squeeze him down the racetrack right there. Christopher Bell up the hill in the middle of the corner.
See ya.
Bell sends it in, and they're even again in the middle of turn 4.
If you don't come off of turn 2 in the lead, you're in trouble. Oh, he's going to lean on him.
Not going to matter.
Yeah, Bell's car is good, but when you get that car to launch on the outside of you and you can't use the whole racetrack, as they make contact again, it just doesn't allow you to finish the corner. So Christopher Bell stuck on the bottom of the racetrack, lost that lead on the restart.
So the battles for 3rd with Blaney on the outside of Chase Elliott. Busch and Byron behind them.
Clear him down the back straightaway.
So suddenly the front 6 or 7 are single file, but only for a moment. Elliott comes right back. Yep. And he's got a mirror full of his teammate, William Byron.
See Kyle Busch right there in 6th place. really like this tire that Goodyear has brought. We took this tire to Bowman Gray. Seen it be pretty racy here, lays down a lot of rubber. I think that's really helped this particular racetrack widen out because of that soft tire.
I think that's the biggest part of it. Well, why you're seeing this racetrack, we've been here before. This isn't our first time, and this is without a doubt as wide as we've seen this racetrack.
Larson's in the wall, just touched the fence. Sorry, down there.
Here.
Yeah, he got loose, it looks like, getting in the corner. You see how far they pushed that groove up into the third lane, and now everybody's chasing it, and he got loose getting in the corner and just slammed into the fence hard when it snapped.
Man, I hate it for him. We're getting closer. We are getting closer.
Well, we've got the speed. Regan.
Well, Joey Logano a little bit too loose to start the runs off, but it gets too tight as he goes. They're trying to equate out the amount of laps left in this race with what they just ran, a little bit less than what they just ran. And the 20 car of Christopher Bell needs just a little bit of turn for the restarts, but he does not want to mess with the rear of the car. He feels like the rear of the car is driving well. Jamie?
Tires for Kyle Larson, and he's going to beat everybody off pit road.
It's getting interesting.
This time around out of 250.
Yeah, you see Logano hang way back on that restart, right on the edge of being too much from a NASCAR standpoint, but Kyle Larson fires it off into turn one, and we'll see how these two tires work out for him.
It was a good move by Kyle, too. He went early because of that. Didn't let him creep to him.
The restart is under review. Remember, Larson, 2 fresh tires. Everybody else has 4. The restart is approved. And Logano wants the lead back.
And you wonder what Kyle Larson's feeling that's different. We know when these cars get that clean air and get up front, they handle a little bit different. Pace changes a little bit. Fire off and start hitting all the rev limiters on, sounds like both straightaways.
Kyle sliding.
But he has the preferred groove.
Oh, he got too high.
And Logano gets the lead. Larson, though, fires it in on the outside of 3, trying to hold even with Logano. Can't do it.
I think he got his tires dirty there, Kevin. Going down the back straightaway, and it didn't turn for him in 3 and 4.
You could see the rubber flying from the camera angle that we had.
Christopher Bell for second now.
Had to lift again.
And I think this is a lot like what we saw in the heat race there, or the open race earlier. These 4 tires compared to the...
Michael, you better do it.
And he does. Caution waves. There's the All-Star Promoters caution.
You saw the right rear toe link broke. Oh, look at this, Kevin.
Pyrotechnics all over
Michael
Wilkes County.
has dropped the flag. Michael has dropped the flag.
He really dropped the flag?
No, he really dropped the flag on the front straightaway. It is on the front straightaway.
Oh, no. You had one job.
We tried to get him to tape it to his hand.
I told you guys in a preparation meeting to this, you better tape it to his hand.
And this is why every professional flagman brings a backup yellow flag.
Yeah, but what about that one, Mike?
That one's gone.
It's on the racetrack.
Look, we were Ski and Suarez in the garage. Whoa! The Penske cars stay out.
Only 2. Well, no, got some help. Looks like Hocevar and Chastain, but this is going to be good.
Regan.
Mike, it was a very late call for that 22 car to stay out. They were indecisive halfway down the back straightaway. As for the 20 car, Christopher Bell, the call was Batman. They made the decision very early. Needs a little bit more turn still with the 20 car. Jamie, and trouble there.
Trouble on pit road there, back in Kyle Larson's pit box. Ben Tolink, they're coming up with a plan right now to fix it as quickly as possible. You see the right side of the car is raised up, came in and pitted from 5th. Kyle Larson came on the radio and said, sorry, guys.
Well, the Faces off against his Penske Ford teammate, Ryan Blaney. Here we go.
Well, Blaney got a good restart. We know his car's been good on the bottom of the racetrack right here.
Chastain and Hocevar up there, and Burton. They did not pit. 3 wide.
See Bell, the first one on those 2 tires on the bottom. He's got to make quick work of these guys.
Yeah, and we were worried about that right front fender as you see these cars 3 wide.
Here he comes on the bottom.
Bell against Hocevar. First car with tires is that 20. Look at this log jam.
Kyle Busch trying to make it 4
Blaney's
wide.
really sideways off of 4.
3 wide, 3 wide, 4
He's got
wide
trouble.
here.
He's got left rear tire down.
3 wide middle here, 1 inside.
Most of the field's going to go by Ryan Blaney. They're all chasing Joey Logano. Chastain.
Where he was being hit from every side of the car.
Bell's got to make quick work of Chastain. Again, those 2 tires working on no tires. Chastain and Logano.
Yeah,
There he goes.
He got him. All right, here we go, Clint. We've seen
You have no time.
you have no time, and when you get there, you've got to make something happen. I believe he's got the faster car right now. Obviously, he doesn't have any damage from that pit road.
Joey Logano making that car as wide as possible, but Bell finds room on the inside.
Yeah, and I think that caught Joey Logano off guard. When you get into those positions where you're trying to aero block a little bit.
Look at that car rotate. It's time to move him up, Kevin. He's loose. He's into him.
Can't hold him down.
Yeah,
Contact.
He got loose getting in the corner and slid up into the side of the 22 car.
And that brings Chastain and Alex Bowman into the picture.
There you go. Front bumper. And if they don't work this out, Ross Chastain is going to be there in a hurry.
20 laps to go for $1 million.
Yeah, you can't guard on the bottom for long because Chastain's going to be on the outside. Which one do you guard first? Belton is outside. This is exactly what we're talking about. He's
Big
loose,
slide.
Bowman grinding it out on the bottom. No gain.
Yeah, and if Joey Logano doesn't figure the top of this racetrack out or get up there and at least defend, he's going to have to deal with them again.
But he's got.
But Logano's clear.
See him moving down. Back into him.
See him use the right side of that car. He's got a half a car length on Joey Logano. Back even down the back straightaway.
Joey's running him down the racetrack. He moved him up.
And Chastain almost ran over Logano in the process.
How bad do you want it? He just showed you.
That's exactly what you have to do to finish these passes.
You better run and hide.
Christopher Bell, who led 18 laps earlier, back to the lead. Chastain trying to take second away from Logano, who's led 139 laps tonight.
Yeah, now you see Chastain get a little bit too high, has to lift in the middle of the corner.
Official lap, though, just like you said, Mike, has to finish under green.
White flag for Christopher Bell's Joe Gibbs Toyota. Logano falling into the clutches now of Ross Chastain. They're only about a car length, maybe 2 apart, as they come to turn 3 for the final time. And in his 5th All-Star try, Christopher Bell wins $1 million.
That's a good race.
That was a great race. Unbelievable All-Star night. Great job, Christopher Bell.
He becomes.
Great job, buddy. Way to drive your ass off. Find me some marbles.
He did that.
Proud of that effort. Way to get better from last year. Great job, BT.
Alan Kulwicki style Polish victory lap to salute the crowd before turning it around at the start finish.
Turn it down. I've lost him, guys.
He was doing some really good donuts right there. That left front was just pinned in one spot, doing perfect circles.
Christopher Bell, boy, is he going to be a championship contender this year and in the future?
Just keeps getting better and better.